All right, Shalom. For the first, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to you. How about Shemi Shai, about Shema Rakakodas Bakathum, the honor to the apostle and the elders of Great Millstone, to what I can cross the globe, pushing over to the city, want to say Shalom. You have in the Sirach 19 and 1, it says, a laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich. And he that continues small things shall fall by little and little. And we don't want to be that drunkard. All right, we don't want to be out in the stupor, not in our right mind. You know, thinking that that we have things under control, thinking that we have everything figured out for our path and our walk, as if we have some insight on if we're gonna make it on the chariots or not. It's talk about giving say calling, it's a calling election sure. It's for 2 Peter 1. Let's get to the point. Second Peter 1 and 10. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you should never fail. All right, and that's right. We gotta make sure we gotta make our call election sure, and we do that, all right, by doing this work, man, by staying attached to that spiritual umbilical cord, which is Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, doing the things that we have done, reading, exhortation. So, 1 Timothy 4:13, it says, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which is given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that property may appear to all. Take heed to thyself and to the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and hear me. It's a good work that we have been blessed with, to go do. The Lord said He allowed us to be in trust with the gospel. All right, and we have a gift, that gift needs to be spread, it needs to be taught. And it's up to us through the Spirit of the Lord. All right, if He's dealing with you and strengthening you, but we should be fervent in the Spirit. All right, reading, praying, fasting, occupying until the Lord come. Occupying these prophecies, getting your nose in the book. Being in spiritual conversation, being around spiritual things. All right, this is something that a gift that has not been manifested into many. Our Lord and Savior, how about you now? Expects us to work. He expects us to go out there and to be steadfast in the truth, man. Working with our own hands, all right. Taking notes, going to classes, going to camp, all right. And this is our job. And this is our job. But we must take our job serious, all right. And be diligent, all right. Be diligent, man. Be steadfast in the truth, man. A labor back in Sirach 19:01, a laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich. And he that continues small things shall fall by little and little, man. All right. And trust me, man, going weeks and days and months without reading the scriptures, without praying, without fasting, all right. Doing lessons, doing videos, all right, not taking counsel, all right. You're gonna start slowly seeing the Lord take away your gifts, man. All right. The Lord could be a Grinch too. The gifts up under your tree, the Lord will take them away little by little, man. All right. We got to continue to increase our faith and prayer, Continue increase our service to the brotherhood, to the body. All right, but also maintain a level of responsibility and accountability to our own selves, and to making sure that we're doing what we have to do. All right, to feed the spirit, to feed ourselves the spirit of the fruits of the spirit. You know, and keeping a close eye on the flock, man. Keeping a close eye on ourselves, that we're examining ourselves, that we're not putting too much in front of the Lord. We should put nothing in front of the Lord, but we are in the flesh, and we do have things that we have to do, being here. But at the same time, the Lord first. And we operate with the Lord first, us second type of mindset. Okay, and not taking heed of counsel, not getting up and taking care of your business. Slowly see the Lord rising up spirits against you, man. All right, now things are not going right. Now things are being more difficult for you, and we're not looking at ourselves to see and understand why. Well, because maybe we're not, maybe we forgot our first love. You know, just, we got to maintain our level of fervency that we had once we first heard the truth. All right, we're not in this war with me spirit. We're not in the justification spirit. All right, we have this walk is not easy, man. If it was easy, then we would have needed Yahweh Shai. All right, but we have a gift that bestowed upon us, and we have to excel in our lot that the Lord had put us in. And not to lay aside, one thing for another, man. You want to lay aside reading so you can watch video. Well, you need to watch videos and read. You need to pray and fast. We need to start changing up things that we've been doing that hasn't been working, man. All right, because the things that we have been doing, obviously, is not being fruitful. You see, skipping out on classes, skipping out on camp, skipping out on reading, skipping out on fellowship, and skipping out on just being in the spirit of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. The Lord gonna take these things away, man. All right, you know what? The story of Saul, the Lord put that evil spirit upon Saul, man. You see? And that's the last thing you want, is the Lord to take the fruit, to take away what you have, man. Um, this is Matthew 13 and 12. It said, "For whosoever hath to him shall be given, he shall have more abundance. Whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath," man. All right. So the Lord take away the things that you have, but if you continue these small things, man. All right. If it's a burden to serve the Lord, then just take your ass, turn around and walk away, man. It's a burden for you to listen and follow instructions and walk away. All right. If it's a burden for you to do this work, it become grievous and laborious to you. All right. Then this may not be for you, man. All right. Everybody's not cut out to be a prophet. Everybody's not cut out, to be on the highways and the byways. Man, some of us are just believers. Some of us are just helps. But just don't continue small things. The Lord will take it away, man. We gotta make sure that we're doing all that we can to stand against the fiery darts, the fiery darts of the devil, man. Because this is not something that to be played with or be taken lightly, man. We're asking for the Lord to send us salvation, all right, to deliver us from these perils, But here we are, we're not doing what's required of us on our behalf. We're not called, where's our faith? We need more faith in this truth. More strength, you know. And that's just something that we all have to continue to fight to do, man. The basic necessities, man. Go shoot them free throws, man. Work on them layups. Work on that mid-range. Work on that bunt. Work on your routes. Work on your accuracy. Work on your fishing techniques. You always got to improve and get back to the basics, man. Strengthen our basics up. Get back to the reading, the fundamentals, man. Get back to reading. Get back to praying. Get back to fasting. Get back to having some confidence in the Yahweh Shem Shai, man. With that, I'm going to say shalom.